This podcast is sponsored by GRUSA.
What's going on, everybody? We are the Two Bright Guys, Raw Uncut Podcast Edition. We got the homie in the building with us.
Special guest.
The fam.
The man, the myth, the legend. Everybody on the show is a legend.
Yeah.
So, and it's like we kind of backtracking too, because Willie was actually our very first guest. First guest on the radio.
Yep.
And now we had to come back and get the Raw and Uncut podcast.
Right. We had to get the sea legs together. So
Yeah. He was kind of like, I ain't gonna say a guinea pig, but we tested our interview skills out on Will a couple times. So, without further ado, Mr. Willie The Kid.
Yeah. What's happening?
What's going on, my guy?
What's going on, man?
We here.
We finally got the schedules together, right?
Man,
this is a busy
It's like
dude.
getting all the Dragon Balls together. Man. We got them joints.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a busy dude. So I guess we kind of want to start out like, how did you start rapping? How did you get into business? Because a lot of people who I know, they kind of like either rap was everything or it was like a secondary thing. I know with you, like, it's heavy, but you got a lot of other stuff going on too. So
sure.
How did you get into the rap game?
You mean like
the initial start?
As a craft or a business?
The craft transitioned into a business.
The craft just came from when I was young. My father, he had 2 turntables and the whole setup at his house, and we lived. Well, my parents, I don't want to take it back too far, but grew up on Lafayette.
Yeah, down the street from my granny crib.
Right by your granny crib. So, but on both sides of Highland. So on one side of Highland was my mother's mother, then the other side of Highland was my dad's mother.
Okay.
So on that block, my dad had turntables, cassette, the whole setup, and he used to make people cassette tapes for their cars from the vinyl.
Okay.
So if like Ice-T Power album was out, everybody loved the album, but you played vinyl in the house. Okay. But people want to ride in their cars and listen to that.
Right.
So my dad was like a DJ of sorts. So he would take the vinyl and put them on cassettes, and people come by the house, knock on the door, and my dad say, somebody come by, grab the tape off the counter and just give it to him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I upstairs, they knock on the door, run upstairs, grab the tape, bring it up, take a little wheel, and they leave. You know what I'm saying? One side would be, EPMD, the other side would be Public Enemy. Like, A, B side. He was doing that for a lot of people. And he always had like loud system in his car all the time too. So I remember sitting in the back seat as a little kid, like my feet still hanging off the seat, with the shit pounded behind my head, boom, 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 boom.
Unsafe for children,
Right.
but they didn't know, right?
Yeah, for sure. My dad was young, so he's doing what young people do. You know what I'm saying? So being around music so firsthand like that inspired me to want to do that.
Remember your first rap?
I don't remember my first rap, but I remember my first time like rapping in front of people. You know what I'm saying?
When was it?
This was I went to Oakdale Elementary School from kindergarten to 2nd grade, and on the playground, kindergarten, first got to school, I had on a blue jean stonewashed denim outfit. I remember it. It was a stonewashed denim outfit. The jeans stonewashed, the stonewashed jacket, and then I had like a sweater with an Adidas dude on there like this on the sweater. I remember the whole outfit.
Yeah.
And we came outside for recess, and I was just rapping I forget who it was. I think it was might have been LL Cool J. I don't remember what song was, but I used to rap all these songs. And my friends, their parents probably wasn't into music the way my parents was. Yeah. So I'm rapping all these records. They think they my records. I never didn't tell them it wasn't my record.
So you put on a concert.
I put on a concert. And it's back before everybody was rapping. See, rap wasn't as popular to do it when I was a kid as it is now. Now, I think as we getting older, people finding out that what they may have wanted to do didn't work, or they seeing the money that's possibly there, and they jumping into music now. I mean, I talking about this the other night at Troy House.
Absolutely.
When you see me doing things in music, you gotta understand this is what I've always been doing.
Okay.
And I wanted to segue into that because, like I said, me and you got a lot of history, and that's what you always been on.
Always been on.
It's like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm going towards. It wasn't I got plan B, C, D, and E. No, I'm doing this music because this is what I'm doing. And like you said, at the time, there was no everybody being a rapper.
Yeah.
Because one of the things was, I felt like the criteria to say you was doing that, you had to prove that shit right then and there on the spot.
Sure.
Oh, you got bars? Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
And then, back then it would be like, nah, I don't got bars, but my man do.
man do.
Right. I know somebody who do. Nah, I don't, then it's kind of transformed into well, I do a little something.
Yeah.
Then I could whatever. And then it just started getting watered down.
It progresses over time. I remember like when I was young, we would play sports, so you sold crack. That was it. Mm-hmm. That was it.
Hustlers didn't hoop, the hoopers didn't hustle.
Not at all. And brothers who have money, they was like, yo, doing their thing, but they had a different admiration for the rappers. Now you talented, and they didn't want to do it themselves.
Right.
Now when you get a little money, you automatically think you should be a rapper. Like
nobody wants to be the boss.
But through the progression, I think the glamours and glitz and what people think go on as a reward for the music. They think when you get to a certain status or to a certain financial level that you can easily transition to do that.
Don't work like that.
And it doesn't work like that. But those are criteria. You should have some wealth and some capital to put into your music career. You should be popular and you should have a certain status in the community, whether it's abroad or direct, to do that. That's a fact. But that doesn't mean everybody can do it.
Nope.
It's a message in there too.
That don't mean everybody can do it. Yeah. Those are criteria. So people think when they get those criteria figured out, then they should just go ahead and automatically transition to being a rapper.
That's the prerequisite.
Right, prerequisite. And I understand that, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that you're going to be successful at it because you amassed to this certain level, And like I said, as a kid, it just wasn't the popular thing to do. People came and they admired you for doing it.
Yeah.
I was telling Comp, I used to be in the mall with my mom. And people been from the neighborhoods since I was stopping me, my mom, like, I'm sorry, man, but yo, that's the little dude that be rapping, you know what I'm saying? Yo, bro, man, can he rap for us? My mom like, all right, go ahead. So I go, yo, check it out. That's Sabaros and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, rapping, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that right there, the response I used to get from that, it felt good. Not like acceptance, but I was now becoming like the people I admire. I love, Eric B and Rakim, EPMD, Cool G Rap, Rakim. My dad played these records in the house all the time. Yeah. I see him on the album cover, chains on. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
That's it for me.
That's it.
This is what I want.
Right. It's like I saw a picture not too long ago. Steph Curry, his dad brought him to a Bulls game. He was looking at Michael Jordan like this as a kid.
Yeah.
He was a little kid looking at Jordan like this. And Jordan was like taking a break or something like that. He's just staring at Jordan like this. That's how I used to be looking at them album covers. Right, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when it had the 98 Oldsmobile on the back of that Public Enemy album, Chuck D like this with the levers on, and S1W Brothers military stand. Like, yo, that's hard.
That's it.
I want to do that. I want to be in. I want to feel how they feel. You know what I'm saying? And over time, I went from being a big fan as a kid to starting to do it. I realized I was pretty good at it. And
when did you realize, like, it clicked, like, off your own rap, like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm nice.
When other people try to do it, too, and I was better than them. Like at the playground, that's funny, I just saw my cousin Bub just on my way here. We went to Oakdale, he was, like, in his 5th, 6th grade. I was in kindergarten. I had cousins in damn near every grade. Yeah, it was me, Buck, my cousin Curtis, my cousin Randy, my cousin Bub. It was, like, up the chain. When brothers used to be on the playground rapping and messing around and beatboxing and shit, battling, they would always come and get me. Older cats. Yo, man, my little cousin, he'll slay you, bro. And they'll come and get me.
Yeah.
I come over there, what's up? I remember being little looking up to battling, just blowing niggas' wigs off.
That's when you knew, like,
they was like, yo, he all right. Like, the people told me I was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just battling people and I was beatbox for the older cats when they rap. And then somebody beatboxing and let me rap. And when I rap, everybody used to go crazy. I said, I'm pretty good at this. And we lived in Camelot, an apartment, and I was going up the stairs with my dad one day. I said, yo, Dad, I know what I'm gonna do for a living. He said, I'm gonna be a rapper. And he looked back at me like, yeah. He said, yo, I think rap's gonna be here for a long time. And it's like in the 80s. He said that to me in the 80s.
That's dope.
And you remember that conversation?
I remember that. He said, you know what? Rap is gonna be here for a long time. That's all he said. He didn't say, yeah, good idea. Nope, don't do that. You're not doing that shit. He just said, you know what? Rap is gonna be here for a long time. Kind of laughed and went up the stairs.
Like
so let me ask you this, because it's a lot of people from a parental standpoint. When you hear like my kid want to be a rapper, a lot of people instantly, you know what I mean. So throughout your career, when is it? Because I can say the same for like me doing my DJing and stuff and music stuff.
Sure.
Like my mom's was always like super supportive of everything I did. My dad not so much until it kind of got to a certain point. What role did your parents play as far as your career and like saying, you know what, like let me get behind you and give you whatever support you need from me. Like, what was there an early point? Was it like later, or where was that part at?
My parents have always supported whatever it is I wanted to do.
Okay.
They always put their time and their resources behind anything I wanted to do.
Nice.
Like always. So that's always been there. The thing that shifted it was when I started getting La's attention.
Okay.
Doing the music. See, La came around, I don't want to say come around, but y'all seen me and La doing music together after we had already dealt with a lot of life together.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
That's your bro, LAD,
yeah.
for people that don't know.
So like, my mom and dad was like, yo, do whatever you want to do. Of course, you're going to go to college. You're going to do, I was supposed to go be a lawyer or be a rapper. And I'll get to that later. But I got to a point where that was actually, I had to choose between the red and the blue pill. But my mom and them said, go to school, do well. And if you want to be a rapper, we'll support that too. And my dad used to give me money to pay for studio time. Go to Stockbridge. And we used to all piece up at Stockbridge. Me, DB, Sonny, Jonas.
Eric,
A1.
What is his name? Eric.
Yep. He's a jerkers too. That's another story.
Everybody.
That's another story.
Everybody got jerked.
Until my cousin D became like the RZA and he figured out how to do this shit himself. But prior to that,
I knew nothing about that, but it is a common theme. Everybody said they got jerked.
Yeah, because you don't know. You a black boy from the south side, southeast side.
Know.
You going over there and you don't know.
Like
he had niggas renting reels and deleting your shit after you left. But to his credit, he running a business.
Right.
You supposed to have knowledge of how this shit work. It ain't his fault.
Okay.
The moment we realized how it worked, we stopped going over there and bought our own shit, start doing ourselves. But that's another story. But yeah, so I used to sit with La for hours. We used to talk about life and how to be and how to make it and how to keep yourself together and how to, La helped me a lot as a kid to become a man, like life shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would sit and talk for hours. He had a waterbed in my granny house. I sat on the waterbed and we would just talk for hours. He had a lot going on at that time, but he still took the time out to sit and talk to me as a kid. And he knew how serious it was to stay out of trouble and go put your effort this way and don't put your effort that way. And this nigga just kind of don't fuck with him and just, how to move, how to deal with girls, how to just regular shit. And he knew I was rapping and all of that, but he was telling me the whole time, get your life shit together first. And then the rap thing will become easy because you got the talent. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got the talent. Just make sure you're not out here, I don't want to say playing yourself because that's not giving it enough credit. Just don't be out here moving incorrectly. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I used to struggle a lot of times with the concept of everybody around me doing things differently than how I was doing it. And La could have easily told me what to do on some cool shit. He always told me what to do on some right shit. Like you said, you're gonna be by yourself a lot. You're gonna be alone a lot, so get ready for that. The way you're naturally put together, the way your structure is as a young man, you're gonna be in a lot of places where people are not gonna be able to understand what it is you're doing and where you are. But the beauty of that is to embrace it and make that be your tool to get to where you need to go to. I've seen my friends and other people pretend to be somebody else or pretend that their wealth is somewhere else just so they can be around people, just so they can be accepted, just so they can achieve a certain type of goal they think is important.
Right.
When the whole time, the beauty was your uniqueness the whole time. Yeah. That was the thing that was gonna get you where you were going.
You get comfortable in your own
And La
skin.
always told me that. So back to your question about support, La always let me know it's cool to be a smart young kid.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You don't gotta pretend like you dumb. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta start smoking weed because they smoking weed. You know weed ain't your thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta stand on the corner and do that if that really ain't what you got. You can ask your mom to buy you some Jordans. You can go get a job. You can go to school and all that type of shit.
Right.
You don't gotta do that.
Young men need that, man.
Yeah, you don't gotta do that.
And La did a lot of that for me too, growing up.
For sure.
Just being around La, he give you a couple jewels here and there.
Being around him, but imagine in the house.
Yeah, in the household is way different.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
That's like every fucking like don't nothing happen without him pointing out the jewel and what happened. You know what I'm saying?
He don't let you slide.
Not at all. So I think my parents always was there. You know what I'm saying? 110,000%. Even to this day, me and my dad are closer to this day because I understand now what type of direction that he had in mind for me. But La was able to be that, like I said in the rap, Pernell showed me what's up. Like La was like a Pernell. Yeah. Come in and say, yo, this is what I'm doing, this is what they doing, but what you gonna do is this. You know what I'm saying? Because you got it in you to go to them levels. So talent, guidance, and just being confident that I'm gonna make this shit happen, it's gonna work. You know,
so that was it takes you a long...
It was a gift from God to have to have those elements, man.
It was like the perfect storm, like
for
the people around you.
100%.
So we transitioned kind of from the start, high school, you're rapping, so you're already known around the town, around the city.
Yeah.
You're battle rapping, destroying cats.
All through the city.
All through the city. Last time we had an interview, you told me about a story. I think the transit center.
Oh yeah.
With Sonny.
Yeah, we used to always do that. We used to catch the like Shogun, man. Like that was my crew. You know what I'm saying? And we modeled ourselves after the Wu, of course. But why I think it's dope because we wasn't just like doing it on some hype groupie shit. Like we were really built that way. You know, like how Wu-Tang is like 2 different projects in Staten Island, and then it's Brooklyn. And then, you know, it's just it's the areas. You know what I'm saying? That's how we was. Cause my cousin D and A1, they went to East Kentwood, and then Jonas went to East Kentwood too. But Jonas grew up in the city, of course, and then I went to city. But I grew up in the city, of course, and then Sonny was at Creston. So we was all spread out. Okay. So like we was like Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? And then like different brothers brought different elements to the thing. Like D and Dre played basketball together. Yeah. But Dre knew Jonas from the bus. And then Dre knew Sonny, because that's his cousin, you know what I'm saying? And then D, of course, knew me. And I was, even then, I was the plug to the whole shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, about how we gonna do this shit, like what we gonna do, you know what I'm saying? So, if there was the RZA, I definitely was the Jizza in that equation, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it evolved because me and Jonas became the Ghost and Ray. So like it was, you know what I mean? It always the Wu-Tang element always fit in the demographic somewhere, somehow. You know what I'm saying? So really, man, I think that was what kept us spread out through the city. So when I ended up going to Ottawa, that's when the lid blew off of it completely.
It kind of put you in a circle.
I'm around everybody who was supposed to be good and supposed to, you know, all this shit. And yeah, but by then we had already made our name. Gus Macker battling downtown. Me and Sonny used to meet at the transit center. He coming from Creston, coming from city. We used to meet downtown at the transit center and just battle niggas all afternoon after school. And that was the thing we did. Oh, and you know, city didn't have their own bus. We called the Central Bus.
Yeah, it was next door to Central High School.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got on the Central Bus to go home. Yeah. So everybody from Mad Ave, like from that neighborhood that I knew as a kid, was all going to Central. Yeah. So we get on the bus, they be like, yo, that's Will, right? That's La Brother. Yo, rap, man, rap. And even that.
Them was a common thing.
Yeah, these is real street cats. They real serious guys, but they wasn't trying to rap. And they was going to school, too. Right. And we'd be on the bus like, yo, that's Will right there. I bet can't none of y'all beat Will and rapping. I'm telling you. Will, come here, man. I'd be in the back with the headphones on, playing some Cuban Links or something. They're like, yo, man, come here, man. Come out there, yo, telling you. Go ahead, man, go ahead.
Get him together.
Slaying them on the bus. So real quick. And they be like, say, I told you. You know what I'm saying? So made a name for myself early, you know.
So let's switch gears because a lot of people kind of already know the story that you went down to school, down to Georgia, whatever, and that's how you kind of connected with Cannon and everybody.
Yeah.
So how was that part like pivotal for you? Like what were some of those things like linking up with them and really seeing like the transformation of like we doing this but then things getting elevated? Like can you break that down for us?
Sure. I had a plan. I said I'm gonna go to New York, or I'm gonna go to LA, or I'm gonna go to Atlanta. And I'm gonna go get my college education, of course, and I'm gonna make me 5 songs, and these 5 songs are gonna get me a record deal. I'm gonna make a song about the street, a song about girls, a song about, I have like these categories I was gonna hit. And I don't need a lot of time in the studio. Just put me in the studio, let me just knock these 5 songs out real quick. I'm gonna take that project and I'm gonna get a deal. That was my concept I had in mind. Get down there, I'm damn near looking for people to make music with. But before I could even get out and look very good, a guy up to like on my dorm, 3 or 4 doors down, had this equipment in his room. And he used to hold like sessions in his room. This is before school even started. This was like before the actual classes started. Kind of find out this guy was Don Cannon's cousin.
Gotcha.
And Don Cannon wasn't even who Don Cannon is today. He was just a guy too that was DJing doing college parties. I don't want to leave anything out, but I don't want to take too long either. What happened for in that demographic is me and Cannon linked up and we started making these songs I said I was going to make. Right. People caught attention to the songs. Cannon grew as a DJ and he had me with him the whole time as his artist. This is before people were saying this is my artist. This is before people were saying that type of thing.
Y'all were friends.
His friends. This is my man. Like we live together, all that. Buy sneakers together, eat together every day. This is my man. Like wake up in the morning, what up? Like this, side by side, every day. You know what I'm saying? And as he grew as a DJ, so did I as a rapper. the more opportunities for him as a DJ, because he joined a couple crews, and they did their thing and blew up, but he always kept me there the whole time. At some point, I realized, like, shit, man, we got to shoe into the industry this way. I stayed down. Yeah, so I just stayed down. Every wave that came toward the DJ collective, came and made sure I was written into it, on the artist side. You know what I'm saying?
So how did Gangsta Grills and the Aphiliates, how did that kind of form?
It formed from, actually it was Drama's brand. Him and Sense put that together. Drama was doing like eclectic type of tapes and like neo soul type of joints. He was Bahama's DJ. Okay. And he ran with the roots and shit like that. So his roots, no pun intended,
Philly, right?
Yeah, is that
yeah,
concept. But we're in Atlanta, we're in the South,
right?
And they had this thing they was doing where they were selling mixtapes. Drama sold a lot of those neo soul tapes, but they had like this, I don't know what the name of it was, but it was some cats from the radio had this big thing where they sell mixtapes and do their thing. They told Dron, hey man, you probably should do a down south tape this time for this thing. And he, all right, Gangsta Grills, he just did it. Him and Sense put out
the name just came out of nowhere.
Just blew up. And then Lil Jon came through, he did the Gangsta Grills drop, and then brother started saying, damn, this shit might be something. You know what I'm saying?
Organically it just happened.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of blew.
And again, that was just, Cannon was like Drum's little homie. Like Drum was adult off the campus. He used to come back and just fuck with us, you know what I'm saying? And he'd bring Cannon. And let Cannon open up for him, let Cannon, rock with him. And then Cannon, of course, bring me.
You got to carry a crate in or two.
I always carry crates in his face, you know what I'm saying? Or a couple spots I wasn't
And kudos to you for being a friend of the DJ who would help carry equipment.
Before Serato.
Oh my God.
Before Serato, yeah, no.
All them U.S. mail crates and the milk crates.
That was my workout, G. I carry a mini crate, man.
And PSA, if you are friends with DJs, help them carry they shit.
Yeah.
Okay, because don't blow the DJ up saying, yo man, can you get me on the list, let me get in the party, and then you disappear at the end of the night and I can't find you to help me load
and
this shit.
And it's easier now because a lot of shit is digital. You got Serato,
it's way easier now.
You got all kind of shit. Yeah. So imagine the labor we had to put in back before that.
got some big speakers though.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying.
Comp got them speakers.
It's lighter now than it was
then. So you really should help
Trust
now.
me. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, if you're a current friend of a DJ, you really should help out. Because imagine the current friends of the DJs back in the day. It was some real work. You know what I'm saying? So that we were just making noise on that level. You know what I'm saying? And yes, sir.
How did you not fall into the same South sound?
And I was getting there too, Rich.
Because I had to be myself, man. And to take it a step further, I was gonna evolve the story a little bit more. When I brought La around everybody and said, yo, my brother can help us pull some things together on the business side, which is exactly how things panned out. But at that moment, I had a mixtape I put together and there wasn't nothing south about it at all. It was called The Day the Game Changed.
And you soup like Campbell's.
Yeah, right.
So crackers come to cool you off.
Exactly.
You hate your man, not cool at all.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that tape right there was like my flagship for the moment. And they brought that to Atlantic, and Atlantic wanted to sign me off the strength of that tape. But also, they wanted to get in bed with Drama. So they was like, this your artist, this is what he do? Yeah. Cool. I rock with that. He's dope. Taking meetings, talking to folks, everybody, the whole city of Atlanta in different crews, whether it's like Disturbing the Peace, or it was Grand Hustle, these crews all heard my music. This guy's talented. He's dope. So that, for me, to be able to break ground with that type of music in Atlanta gave me the confidence to know I didn't have to go south.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I can be myself. If brothers in Atlanta is saluting it, we be out, see 2 Chainz, Brian Michael Cox, see this, like, this guy's, he's dope.
Some Dilla beats, right?
There's all kind of shit on there. It was the mixtape.
But it wasn't what you would expect out of like anything coming out of Atlanta at that time.
And that's what I'm saying, because Dilla to me would be the total opposite of like that Dilla then was the total opposite of that A sound.
For sure. But that the whole thing was, but everybody knew at the same time the Aphiliates was a up north collective who were doing things in the South. So everybody knew we had the tendency to lean toward up north type of music. We know that. Everybody knew that and they accepted it and they embraced it. I was going around from studio to studio, crew to crew, meeting to meeting. Everybody said, yo, this guy is dope. That gave me the confidence to say, okay, if I can make noise in Atlanta doing what I'm doing, why change up my style? You know what I'm saying?
Take the world.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
you took the meeting with Atlantic. You didn't sign with Atlantic, right?
We signed with Warner Brothers. They had the Asylum situation at the time.
Okay.
And Asylum was like an incubator type of situation, and they gave us a deal under them.
Okay.
And then, you know. And
the most money? They gave you the most bread, or was it just the most freedom?
Both. We had the opportunity to negotiate with them, you know what I'm saying? And make the money make sense for sure. And then the flexibility was in part because they gave us our own situation.
Own imprint, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it was kind of like you guys, the DJs and the rapper, all came together, and then Lyle with Lyle's guidance, he came through with the Purnell information again.
How to put it together.
Kind of put it together.
Yeah.
What was your very first, like, I don't want to say big gig or feature, but like situation in rap where you felt like, man, like I'm in, like my jersey can hang in the halls, like I'm in the big leagues?
That's a good question. There's been so many things, man. I'll just say this: when I was putting the music out in Atlanta, that's just when the internet music thing was new, and we were putting it out there, and blog sites was all new, and we're dropping it, CD stores selling your mixtape, stuff like that, and I started like seeing and hearing it, and then I got on the phone with Jonas one time, and he told me, he said, "Yo, the town is going crazy about you right now." I couldn't believe it. I kind of like, I'm doing it for the town, rapping for the town, but I never stopped to look at the work. I just put it out. And he told me, "Yo, they going crazy. We gotta come back up here and, X, Y, Z." And I was always coming back home every now and then putting it together, but I came home one time when we went out. Yeah. And everybody was like, "Yo, see what you doing, bro. Keep going." I got the embrace from the town, from the city. That let me know, okay, keep going. You know what I'm saying? That was really important to me because I always left with Gun Rule like on my sleeve the whole time. I always repped the town. When everybody was repping other places that were from the town, I was repping the town still. Yeah. That's why I'm so proud of GRUSA, because we are the premier merchandise and clothing line to put Grand Rapids on something for our community. You see, like at the airport, I used to get off the plane, and the gift shop, they had West Michigan t-shirts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then we all ran around for years wearing Detroit Tiger hats. We all did that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We all did that. Nobody has ever put Grand Rapids on something. So I kind of pulled from my approach with the music for GRUSA. I'm about to rep the town, G. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. You know what I mean? And I've always done that since the very beginning. So I'm going to just say, to answer the question, the reception at home made me say, all right.
That was enough for you.
Yeah. Not enough, but
not satisfied, but that was like enough to validate you as far as.
And in addition to that, that was my first time feeling like, damn, okay, you can hang the jersey. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely wasn't enough. You know
not enough to say satisfied, but enough to feel like, okay, I'm working.
I'm doing it. It's working. It's working.
I'm doing something right.
I'm doing something right.
So we get to the Aphiliates situation, and you guys are popping. Then the raid comes.
Oh shit!
How did the oh shit? Right? That kind of thing. How did the raid affect the work, like the business? Because
the raid made us. The raid made us. You know what I'm saying? The raid made us. Minus the raid, we would have probably still made it, God willing. But the raid picked up the pace. The raid made everything.
Made that gangster for real, right?
And not even just validating on some gangster shit, but it just made us popular. It made us famous. You know what I'm saying? Infamous. It made us infamous. The raid made us. You know what I'm saying? You asked my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And brothers was about to quit. Brothers was going
before the raid, or
nah.
When the raid came?
When the raid happened, brothers gonna throw the towel in, G. Brothers was talking about,
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I never said that.
Yeah, I know, you're not gonna never quit. Yeah. But it wasn't you. You from the town. Yeah,
brothers was saying, I'm out of here. And the best thing we did was stay at it. That was the best thing that happened. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, said, fuck it, let's do it. Let's ride this shit out. You know what I'm saying? And you know how that go, you know what I'm saying? If you have any exposure to that type of element, you know that those are the type of things that make or break you.
Make or break you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it made us.
It made you. So with the raid, like you said, you guys stayed, you guys made some good music, some classic mixtapes, the Cane Band, the Snowmans, and the Dedications and all that stuff. A little bit of controversy coming with the tapes too. I was telling them guys earlier, you were kind of on me like, yo, you don't ask the tough questions, G. You kind of need to ask the tough questions. So you had a little rap beef every now and then in the rap game. So like, I was telling them about the Lil Wayne freestyle where he on Rap City. He kind of took shots at you. How did that kind of make you feel? Like, yo, like Wayne coming at me and lie, or was it just like he's another rapper?
I probably never told this story before, but what happened was I had met Lil Wayne a couple times, and the energy was, it was cool, but it wasn't reciprocal. I was like, yo, good to meet you, brother. And he probably just was famous and doing this thing. He didn't know who I was, so I didn't take that. No way. I know how that works. No problem at all. But the Rap City freestyle thing went through, and he, like the name drop thing he did. When I first heard that, I said, he's not talking about me. He's talking about Willie The Kid, the other homie. He's not talking about me. And I'm telling everybody, he's not talking, but my phone is blowing up. Yo, Wayne just dissed you on Rap City. I said, yo, he's not talking about me. But he's talking about him and Gilly had some issues. Yeah, because with Baby or that. Me and Lil, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Phone still ringing, people stop, and then I guess the tape dropped where he spit the verse on the tape, and then it waved up again. Yo, man, this you on the mixtape? I'm thinking there's 2 disses out. I'm like, he's not talking about me, he's talking about Gilly. So the raid happened. I'm not sure was it right after that freestyle, right before the freestyle, but I kind of just dismissed the freestyle. I ain't got that one. That we talking about Gilly. I was like, everybody. I mean, PD called me. Kid Chocolate called me. Yeah. And he was like, man, bro, I know you ain't finna just Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, PD, he ain't talking about me, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And people think he's talking about you, so I'm like, nah, y'all not finna instigate a fight. I'm not gonna go at this man because y'all think he's talking about me. And to this day, I don't think he was talking about me. He was talking about Gilly. But what happened was, this is what happened. After the raid came, they interviewed him on Shady 4-5, and they asked him about the raid, and he shitted on Drama. That's when that thing I did wasn't even about that Rap City.
It wasn't about the line.
It wasn't about the Rap City line. It was about how he treated the situation with Drum. And I remember when Drum had reached out to him after that, he was real dismissive about it. He told everybody it was Drama fault, and his response, I didn't like it. And at the same time, he had gained a lot of legs in the freestyle, lyrical realm of our community off of the Drama tapes. Right. Yeah. So I was like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, defend Drama, say it ain't my business, but don't join. He was sound like how the police people were talking.
You were part of the raid. We selling your tapes. Yeah.
And and I'm not gonna go too far, but people pay for that. Yeah. It's marketing. The tapes are
promotional use only.
Promotional use only.
You won off of this whole situation.
You won off of it.
Because you were respected. Like, the respect factor wasn't there before.
He was wobbly, dropping like it's hot.
He was wobbly.
And I like that.
Bling, bling.
And I like bling, bling and all that. I like all of that shit. I've been a Lil Wayne Cash Money fan. I put on to them out in Detroit. Man, like, these niggas is dope. I've been a big fan of this. But Wayne transitioned via the freestyles and the mixtapes and shit off of the vehicle Drama provided.
Like, y'all got hit with the raid, but the raid was on hip hop.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of.
But Drama always says that how he took the fall for the culture in a lot of ways he did. But in return, our phones started ringing more. The budgets went up. The gigs, tripled. Like, we started getting a lot of money after the raid. So it all made sense. Sometimes you gotta go through that. You gotta break the eggs for the omelet. You gotta just do that sometimes. And that's what happened to us, unwillingly. But little did we know, it was the thing that catapulted us to that next level. But I'm thinking, fuck all of that, just man to man. If somebody comes to ask you about that, if you don't want to get on our side and defend us and ride with us, at least just say it ain't my business. So shout out to them and He sounded like he was taking sides with the RAA. He was saying something to the fact it was like almost like that's what he get for selling my music. It was something he didn't say that in those words, but it was the energy was like that, and I'm like, damn, I didn't really like that. And then on top of this, was it Gilly or was it Will? On top of that, all right, so we went to the studio. You know what I'm saying? And now looking back at it now, like if that happened to me today, I wouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? But I was younger in the business. I was feeling the way about things, and people was saying shit to me about it and shit like that. And so, come on, man. I was in a different space to do that. I wouldn't do that today. I'll just say, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But then had to speak on that. And I'm gonna tell you the flip side of that. Again, breaking the eggs for the omelet. I gained a lot of legs in New York City after that. You know why? We did the song, then Smack, from Smack DVD came to Atlanta. We shot the video. And Smack put it on the Smack DVD that 50 Cent did. And and 50 was like,
hey, that's Bulletproof Vest 50.
On fire. So that DVD circulated through New York City, like, you know what I'm saying? Like everywhere.
Right.
Because niggas bought it for 50. Everywhere. And my Lil Wayne freestyle, this shit was on that DVD. So when I went to New York after that 50 shit, I mean, I seen a brother FedEx pushing some packages and stopped this shit like, Willie the Kid, oh, yo, God, yo, oh, man, yo, oh, man, yo, man, hold on, man, yo. I mean, like, everywhere we was going. We eating somewhere in Harlem, brothers do that type window, like, I mean, like, salute. I think, again, it wasn't intentional. I was just speaking my piece about that whole 1-2. They put it on that Smack DVD, and that was it. People respected my lyrical prowess after that.
Right.
They thought I was drama artist until that. That blew the lid off of the fact this nigga really can spit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everywhere we was going through New York, niggas was saluting and signing on. We was walking through one of these buildings, doing some interviews. I think it was somebody podcast type of thing they were doing, and some guys were in the break room in one of these buildings eating. He stopped with the guy, shirt tied, tucked in the whole wop. He like, Willie the Kid, like New York City, like.
Yeah.
And I knew, it came from that Smack.
It came from the Smack.
Yeah, it came from that Smack, But yeah, looking back on that, I probably wouldn't treat that the same way, but God's plan is always better than ours. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I did do that now, because I got more fans out there.
So coming out of the whole Aphiliates, DJ Drama, Willie the Kid, everything that happened after the raid and just how like everything like went up levels. What was the biggest lesson after all the dust settled? What was the biggest lesson that you took away from it? Because we all know, like, everybody, you start talking about, like, crews and they runs and Death Row, Bad Boy, y'all had a hell of a run and was like, if you not attached to this in one way, shape, or form, then, like, you not really about nothing. And y'all had a run. So after the dust settled, what was your biggest takeaway from it that has propelled you? Because I mean, like, you can literally say that I am part of a movement that is like a critical moment in hip hop. Can't too many people say that.
Yeah, for sure.
So what was your biggest takeaway from that whole thing?
Like I said, man, we still making waves right now. You know what I'm saying? We pivoted and shifted the whole movement.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Even after that, like I said, I put out an album in Japan and went on tour out through Japan. I mean, we've done a lot with and, before, during, and after that. You know what I'm saying? But the biggest takeaway, I think, was, if I could look back on it, I wouldn't say a regret, but just a takeaway. To pivot on what you said.
Because we all have lessons.
Yeah, lessons.
It's all lessons.
100%, bro. My lesson would have been to do more for myself during the time where I didn't need to do shit for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, you didn't need to do shit. I could just wake up in the morning and go to the studio.
The studio is there.
The check is there. The studio is there. The money is there. Everything is there. You know what I'm saying? Now, all the money I make, now all the resources I have, I created them for myself now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything after that, every wave you seen after that, whether it's me and Alchemist, whether it's the tour we did in Europe, whether it's GRUSA, whether it's whatever you see us doing, that was my labor I put into that to make that happen. I always think about if I would have put that labor into myself while I had all of those resources around me like that.
Right.
Be my own thing with my people and then bring, everything full circle. I kind of just showed up, everything was there, cool. I go out, I'll put my music out, I work my music, cool. But I wasn't making a whole lot of phone calls. I wasn't doing a whole lot of
features and stuff.
Yeah, I was just doing my thing. I was a kid, man. I was new to the business. I didn't know. I didn't do a whole lot of independent research on how I want things. I was an artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was just there. This is my big brother and my big homies, and we making money, we making music. You know what I'm saying? Toward the end, and you probably can hear it in the music. By the time we got to like Never a Dull Moment, The Fly, that's when I started activating on my own.
Right.
And this was like, we were still all together though. But I think my commercial release taught me that lesson. We dropped the album with Warner, with Asylum, and I wasn't involved in that as much as I wanted to be. I had all these ideas, things I want to do for my first album. I damn near was like, I felt like how you hear the rapper stories all the time, right? When like Let the Locks Go and you hear that kind of shit. I wasn't in that space per se, but I got an idea of what people be saying about when they go up the ladder, you kind of lose control. You know what I'm saying? And I had people that was over me working, and everybody making sure it's rolling smooth. We were touring, we were making a lot of money, but I wanted to be more involved in my process. Yeah. So toward the end, you start hearing the music shift a bit. You start to see different things. We were coming up here doing more shows. We were going on doing tours and stuff around this way, putting out way more content, dropping mixtapes. The features went up. You see me and Styles P, me and Alchemist. That was calls I was making. I was putting all that together.
Sound effects beats.
Sound effects, right? Yeah. But all those looks you see, we came here and shot like 10 videos in 2 weeks one time. Right. Me, Josh Sycamore, John Burroughs, Sonny, Jelks. We ran around. We shot with the Flint guy with John Connor. And shot the video at the high school when Mateen came out and all that. That was me. That was me and Jokes. We put that back like the glory days of the Phillies. I wasn't doing the Aphiliates. I wasn't doing no kind of moving like that. I was showing up with John, showing up with La. It is what it is.
Right. You already on the
toward that
team.
end, like 09, even Never a Dull Moment. That's and I'm gonna use this opportunity to say this too. Like how everybody like fame over these 7-song EPs and shit like that. I was doing that since 08. Right. Never a Dull Moment was the first one, and it was one of the first exclusively digital releases. How everything is streamed out now and digital shit like that. Niggas are still carrying boxes of CDs. I dropped a digital release in 09 before anybody was doing that. Straight to iTunes.
Yeah, I remember.
It's published. You can look at it. The wave everybody's on right now, whether it's this one or that one of these,
and the covers too.
Everything.
You were early with the
covers, all of that. Even the sounds of the music, like how they doing this percussion-less type of music with no drums and no kicks, just a loop. That was on Never a Dull Moment. Hickory Smoke is the first song of its kind like that. Now you see all the new artists doing that shit now and making like it's something new. Yeah. But these 7-track digital EPs. These no drum beats and shit.
Somebody had to go first.
I did that years ago. And I want to be the nigga, I stirred it ass nigga, but it's a fact.
It's got to be said right now.
It's there.
It's there
in print. You can see it.
And somebody told me that the other day.
Do your Googles.
Do your Googles. Somebody said, you know the good thing about that, Will? They say, yo, it's been published. So if a nigga want to argue with you, do your Googles.
Pull the dates up.
And it's there.
Pull the dates up. So we dropped that digital EP, and I think that was the beginning of me saying, you know what?
You should have did that, you think, a couple years back.
Like, while we on tour with T.I., while we on tour with Jeezy and all that, I still should have been on tour with Lil Brother. I still should have been on tour with Lupe. I still should have been running around in them hip-hop circles.
Yeah.
Because we went to a couple spots on tour with Drama album promo. And it was in Cincinnati or somewhere. And it was like one of the only hip-hop type of clubs we did. All the rest of them was like turn-up clubs.
Right.
This was like the venue. Like a Billy's type of spot.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get on stage, John, when I say gangsta, y'all stay grills, they really wasn't responding. Some guy in the crowd said, yo, let Willie rap. They gave me the mic, yo, spazzed out. It was that type of crowd. The energy I felt, I said, I should have been doing more of those joints, just me, without my team, and just bringing my team's banner and getting us some love from them other communities.
On that other side.
Planting the Affiliates flag on the other side
and consolidating everything
instead of standing over there with Drama and Lie and doing all of this Southern influenced music and catching all these big looks. We were sitting in front of thousands of people getting these big checks and these big looks, but I should have still been doing 300 crowds, 250 crowds, 200 crowds in these smaller cities. Like I did St. Andrews off of my own effort after the Affiliates wave. I should have been doing St. Andrews during that run,
because it would have been the resources and all of the pipelines
was there, and I could have brought it all together and got us some love in them organic crowds that my music fits perfectly in.
But that's those lessons.
But you asked the question about the lessons.
That's the lesson. That's the lessons.
So the thing about it is, the beauty of it is, I didn't learn that lesson after the fact. I learned it while I was still there.
While you still
connected and had
exactly. And then that made my transition smooth because I felt like that has to happen. You know?
Do you think that if you would have did it earlier, or was there anything you could have done to maybe stop the breakup or help ease the breakup, or it was going to happen?
It's going to happen.
It was going to happen regardless.
Yeah, regardless. Yeah. I knew that from damn near, not the beginning, but I knew that early on.
You seen it coming?
Yeah, I knew that early because brothers come from different worlds, man. And I know once you get to a certain place, it happens all the time. Once you have an objective, you guys are bonded by the pursuit of the objective. Once you meet the objective, what are you bonded by now?
Yeah, shit changes.
Yeah, and more than it going left or going bad or changing. Again, we're together for a common cause. When we reach the common cause,
now what?
We don't quote unquote have a reason to be together anymore.
The chase is also sometimes more important than the actual goal.
For sure.
And so
For sure.
The goal.
For sure. Sometimes things are only the way they are because of some sort of shared objective, some sort of shared goal that we have. We got there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bought the big house in the suburbs off of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Put your sister through college.
I put my sister through college. I bought 2 or 3 sports cars. You know what I mean? My baby mom got a Beamer truck. I mean, out of all of this shit, like
the objective was met.
So we did it. You know what I'm saying? Like we did it. I mean, I had bought a new house, a couple houses through the process. I mean, like everything we got together to do. Even Drama bought Too Short old house in Atlanta. He had the big ass. He had Too Short old
crib.
crib.
Holyfield, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, so all of the things that we aspired to do, we did it. So I don't even consider it a breakup. I consider mission accomplished. That's how I look at it.
Right. What good way to put it.
I don't like all the negative things that may have
because every end doesn't have to be a negative.
It don't gotta be. And I think sometimes as people we gravitate towards that messy shit.
Absolutely.
We like it.
We're more attractive to the negative than a positive. Listen, we accomplish.
Mission accomplished. Just don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing at all.
It's over.
That's how I was born.
I was raised now that you.
I was raised to just keep my mouth shut about certain things, which is what I do. But I do also know this: people are vulnerable. Period. At different times for different reasons, and the way that we sometimes fight vulnerability is through anger and negativity because you can control that. Mm-hmm. You can't control when you're too vulnerable if you're just happy or if you're just accepting of things or if you're just keeping your mouth shut.
Yeah. Right.
But if you get angry, if you get passionate about something or if you make it a negative, now you can control it a bit. You can control yourself, you can control the situation. So sometimes it's a refuge, it's a comfort zone that we respond to. We go over there because we feel comfortable. Right. Like somebody offends you, nigga, what, and you do that, now you can control the situation. You think you can control the situation.
Right.
But sometimes you're more out of control when you take it that way.
That, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about human nature.
Yeah.
We do that because we want to control the situation. And I think for me, looking at it in a mature way, it was more of a mission accomplished, not broke up. It ain't like that. You know what I'm saying?
So for the future, what is the future looking like for Willie the Kid? And
I wanted to get there because I want to ask him about the Drake. Drake saying that Willie.
Yeah.
Drake made a comment about. I mean, I want to get to the future, but I know that's gonna probably close it out. But before we go, I want to get that Drake in, and then I want to get Rich question in
for sure.
But Drake made a comment about you being one of his favorite artists, correct? Mm-hmm. And then he kind of did he tweet a couple of your lyrics too?
He tweeted some rhymes too. He tweeted this shit out. That was dope.
Why didn't anything come of that? Because was he kind of looking for you? Was it kind of like a deal there? Mm-hmm. Was it kind of like something to come out of that, or what happened from that?
I don't know what happened to that per se, but I think he did what he intended to do. Like, he wasn't doing that to give me a deal. You know what I mean? He wasn't doing that to do a feature. He just did that because he was a fan of the music. You know what I'm saying? I think we, like, as in the community, expected that to mean something more afterwards, but I didn't feel no obligation. I didn't feel like he was obligated to do anything for me after he did that. I felt no entitlement from that. And sometimes people get that confused, like, especially artists.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then also I think a lot of times when artists are on a certain level, it's almost like the expectation of them being a fan is like out of this world.
For sure.
You can't be a fan.
Right.
You know?
And that's just it.
Right.
Just a fan.
And let me be a fan and enjoy the music because essentially we all started out as fans.
Exactly.
When we looking at Public Enemy vinyl records and looking at the cover, like our love or our passion was fueled from being a fan.
For sure.
And it's like, you can't have that once I hit a level, I can't be a fan no more. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
It's still good because he doesn't do that.
Right.
You know, as an artist.
No, I think he was inspired. He heard the music. He mentioned my song on that MTV joint. He named my song Waste Not Want Not. And then he went on to Twitter and tweeted my lyrics from the Somewhere project. You know what I'm saying? And why I really appreciated that, because that project is dense. It's a really personal project. It's not mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just something I was just doing. I wrote that album while I was up here shooting that movie.
Yeah.
I wrote it in one day and recorded it the next day at Head Crib and knocked the shit out.
Shout out to DJ.
Put it out. Yeah, shout out to Head. Put that shit out, and Drake took lyrics from that and tweeted it and put it out there and brought attention to the project. I think when people see shit like that, they start expecting shit. They expect Drake to sign you or give you some money. He didn't have to do anything but what he did, and that was fine.
He didn't have to do that, right?
He had to do that, and I appreciated that. I was happy with just that. But I do know he reached out to Drum via text. He was texting Drum my lyrics, like, yo, this your boy, and me and Drum wasn't as close day to day with each other at that time. So I don't know what happened.
What came from that?
And then I think he got into something with the Meek, and so it kind of went further. Years later, it kind of went even further
away from what it was.
And away from it. So I don't know what happened, honestly, but I'm cool with what we got.
So I want to shout out GR USA real quick because this is the first episode of the sponsorship. We have a sponsorship partnership coming.
For sure.
And Rich P wanted to know, which is a good question. How did you guys get the Calder license to license the Calder from the city of Grand Rapids for the merchandise?
Made a phone call, went down there, spoke to some folks. Initially, we didn't get the license. We got a cease and desist letter initially.
You got that.
But I'm gonna tell you the beautiful thing. I kind of felt like NWA when the FBI sent that notice to Eazy-E. I felt like that because they made their music for the community. They didn't think it was gonna hit the FBI radar. We made the hats for the community. I didn't think the city planner and the city attorney was gonna send us. I didn't think it was gonna go that far that fast. You know what I'm saying? GR USA took a lot of time to put together, but it went mainstream really quick. It went mainstream in like a season. We dropped like the winter of 2014, I think it was, and by the spring of 15, we were everywhere. Like, the transition was like, we thought we'd make a couple pieces for us to rock and do a little website, just do our little thing with it. But shout out to Jokes, because Jokes always said it was gonna be big. He said that he had to convince me to do it.
Did he?
I didn't even want to do it. I said, nah, man, I ain't put my money in that. I ain't spend no time doing that, man. I'm in Atlanta. I ain't da-da-da-da-da-da. I would make it, but I was making pieces.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? If you go all the way back, I put the Calder on my Instagram. You go on my Instagram. I put the Calder on a blue snapback, and we put Stingray. My man, shout out to Ron Ski. We put Stingray underneath the brim of the snapback, and got the Calder on the front. That was probably like, I got that hat made to go get with Alchemist from Masterpiece Theater, so that was probably like 2011, 2012, I did that long ago. And Jokes was like, yo, that's crazy, you gotta press some more of those up. And then you pull it back even further, the Love for Money video had all the streets on the shirt.
All the streets, yeah.
And on the sleeve, the Calder was on the wrist right here on the sleeve. I've been making them for myself.
Right.
Then I came to town, we did some joint with Soulja Boy and Gucci Mane. I put all the corner stores on the front of my shirt. It said Reardon's, Tracy's, on the shirt. And the Calder was on the back of that one.
Ron been in the business. Ron made the So Icy Gucci Man jersey.
For sure.
Shout out to Ron. He's from Grand Rapids, if y'all don't know that.
Shout out to Ron. But I'm saying, I'm saying that to say I've been making GR USA products.
Yeah.
Before Joe's came to me and said, yo, you should make that a brand and sell it to people. I'm like, nah, this is just for us. We gonna rock these. Nah, man, make it for the people. You know what I'm saying? So we just did it. And we put the Calder on the hat. And they sent us a cease and desist within a matter of months. We're like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? And then that is it revolutionized the process for the city of Grand Rapids. Prior to GR USA, you couldn't even get a license to use the Calder on nothing. Nowhere at all. What we did with GR USA worked out so well and gained so much attention, the city wanted to partner with us and allow us to be the official merchant for all city products. And anybody else who wants to get into that, beyond that agreement, will have to go get what is now the licensing process to make it happen. So we basically created the licensing process for the city. So anybody, if anybody you put the call on anything and the city allows you to do that, you can thank us for that.
That's your answer, Rick.
Because prior to that, you couldn't even, you just say thank you to GR USA, because prior to that, you couldn't even get a license to put the Calder on.
People don't understand what the Calder really is. It's a rare, I don't want to say statue or object, because it's only like one or two of those in the world.
Well,
here in Philly,
is it four?
I think it's 4.
Okay, I know it's one here, one in Philly.
And one in Chicago, I think too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Is it Chicago and then maybe in Minnesota or some shit like that?
Yeah, somewhere in the Midwest, other than Grand Rapids. But this right here, this is called the Le Grand Baptiste. That's what that statue was called. We call it the Calder because Alexander Calder is the guy who designed it.
Yeah.
But it's not really the Calder.
Yeah.
It's the Le Grand Batiste is what that is. You know what I'm saying? So that's just some education.
Educate you guys.
But again, prior to what we did with the GRUSA brand, you couldn't even use that on nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Now they realize, okay, there's some viability to empower economics, right, on a local level, as well as, why not support hometown pride? And then for them, of course, it's taxable because now they can charge us to use it.
Right.
So everybody,
revenue.
But again, we created what is now the process for people to even use it on something.
Okay, now I didn't mean to cut you off. Now you actually
the future.
The future.
Willie the Kid, the future, music, the merchandise. Obviously, you've had tons of lessons, tons of takeaways, tons of experiences that people only dream about, and it's been your reality. So, what's the future look like for Willie the Kid, and what should people expect moving forward?
More success, man. We got a really big thing we're doing downtown here in Grand Rapids. Hopefully, we'll make the announcement by the end of the summer. But being more pivotal here in the community, through business ventures, the community, thing is what I come from the business. But as an artist, though, I'm gonna put out a whole bunch of more music. I got like 4 albums done right now. I'm sitting on. I'm about to start dropping them left and right.
The joint with Troy Caesar?
Yeah, Studio 28. Shout out to Troy Caesar. We got a listening party today for that.
Studio 28.
You know what I mean? And y'all gotta get a load of this one. You know what I'm saying? This is a really dope project. It's a personal project because Troy is a dear friend of mine who I've known of longer than I've been working with. You know what I'm saying?
With me too,
yeah. So it's really dope to be able to work with him. But a lot more music on the way. You know what I'm saying? A lot more investments on the way. We're doing things with real estate, doing things with tech. You're gonna see a lot of that soon. Diversifying the portfolio. That's really my objective. To put a lot of business out and a lot of music out. Music particularly because my objective now is to build a hefty catalog. Now you can go now and look on iTunes and Spotify and I got a lot of music out there, but I want even more than that. You know,
I want to fill it up.
Somebody told me, my man Rock Marcy, he said, so I was telling Colin about that. He said, yo, you're gonna be the guy that they're gonna all love dearly, like when you're done. Like, like when you pass away or something like that, they're gonna all go back to your music. You're gonna be everybody's favorite, like Dilla.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dilla was doing shit, Janet Jackson, Q-Tip, doing all of that work.
Mad shit.
Far Side, and people like, The day he died,
Dilla changed my life. Dilla changed my life. You like Slum Village?
Yeah.
Who's Slum Village?
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Falling on the casket,
Exactly. And I think, and unfortunately,
sorry, I got excited.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Don't let that Dilla disrespect.
I know what you're saying, but unfortunately, and I hope it doesn't play out this way, I think my shit's gonna be appreciated a lot more when
flowers while you're here.
And I hate that it's like that, but I think that's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna be everybody's favorite. I'm gonna be the greatest rapper ever lived when I'm no longer making music. You know what I'm saying? When I'm unable to make the music. And how I tested that is, and that it wasn't deliberate, but I had shifted from music and started investing in other things and doing all this shit. And my phone was blowing up from social media. Willie the Kid, what's up with the music?
Next?
What's up with the music? I was up here doing a movie. I'm trying to promote my movie. Like, yeah, fuck your movie. Where the music at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that let me know, when I'm here, it's quiet, but when I leave, y'all love me to death. So what I want to do is put so much music out that you'll never be able to get to the bottom of it if you happen to come back after I'm done making it. Like Dilla. You know how many Dilla beats I uploaded to YouTube right now?
Didn't a guy buy a storage locker or something? This is what I heard. Didn't he because I didn't know his beats were like on Adult Swim and all that. But didn't the guy buy a storage locker
After he
died and found a whole bunch of Dilla beats and stuff like that?
I never heard that one.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Yes, somebody told me that. They said like it was like a storage locker of a whole bunch of old. He ended up giving it to his mom, though. Of course,
I never heard that. But what I do know is Dilla made thousands and thousands and thousands of beats, and we had only heard about 10 until he died. When he died, now we hear all millions of beats, like all this Dilla content.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm thinking, what if he didn't have all those beats on surplus and then he died and he a favorite rapper ever and then that was just that.
That was it.
You go back, play Tribe, play Slum Village and Erykah Badu and Common and that's it.
That's it.
All the work he got outside of those placements are why everybody loves him so much. So I'm looking at my situation, not to compare it to Dilla per se, but I know I got to put a whole bunch of music out here because I want my legacy to live longer than me. Right. I could be dead and gone, my music could still be here. You know.
Absolutely.
The education, bro. I know we got to go.
For sure.
The education. You currently in school right now, or did you finish?
I finished. I got an MBA 3 years ago.
Okay, so you got your master's in business administration.
Yep.
Are you going? Like you used to tell me before I went and got my master's. Willie told me you need to max out, G. So I'm gonna ask you: are you gonna max out? You gonna go to law school?
Man, you know what? I just sat with Georgia State and had a meeting with the admissions people there 2 months ago. They go to law school. I'm just too busy, man. You know, I'm too busy. I want to. If it was quiet and everything was just residual and I could just chill and ain't gotta make music and I ain't gotta do this thing downtown, I gotta do GRUSA, I ain't gotta make calls for shit, I could just cool out, I probably would just do it just for the heck of it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't got the time to do it right now.
That's a hell of a for the heck of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no.
Law school
for sure.
For the heck of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I might.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And,
sure.
and it's funny because like we'll have all these conversations prior.
That's why I had to get. That's why I had to get.
People
I got some notes too. I didn't get to.
They ain't privy to.
They're not
So
privy
you know,
to that.
I definitely appreciate us being able to kind of peel back some layers today
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
give some people some insight and some
sure.
takeaways and some lessons and walk away with some gems that they didn't know prior.
For
There's
sure.
a whole bunch more we have
Oh
time
man,
to,
there's so much we can peel through, man. You already know. So many stories, so many instances. There was drink champs. You sit here, drink, talk, tell stories for
Right.
2 hours
Right.
with shit that happened that people probably don't even understand. But at the same time, what I do want to say to that, nobody's here on accident. Nobody's successful by chance.
Nope.
Nobody has something that you think is an important or a good thing because they didn't deserve it. You know, there's a piece I put on my new project I got coming out. I say something to the effect of like, you know, don't get what you want confused with what you deserve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And don't get any of that confused with what you earned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think we oftentimes are, you know what I'm saying? Oftentimes.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
so just know that everything that we've done, everything that we're doing, everything we're gonna do, is because we qualified ourselves to do it. I've been through this shit, I've seen this shit, I earned it, I worked for it, you know what I'm saying? And then that's why I'm able to do what I do. And that goes for anybody in any field, whether it's music, sports,
Absolutely.
whatever. That person put them, they said what they said, 10,000 hours, what they said?
I already said 10,000 hours.
Somebody
before
put their 10,000 hours in.
Shooting in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put my 10,000 hours.
yeah.
I'm gonna say it again. I was on the floor in my room as a child writing raps when everybody was doing everything else. I
Ain't no
had a
accident.
drawer in my house full of raps. Like one of my drawers in my dresser in my bedroom, you pull the drawer out, it's loose leaf raps in the whole
No
fucking
clothes,
drawer.
just
No
raps.
clothes, just raps in the drawer. It was my second or third drawer. I don't want my mom to see it, so I put it down. Pull the drawer full of raps, yo.
That's
full of
crazy.
raps. And this is as a child. I'm talking about,
Right.
I'm like 13, 14, I'm a kid. That was my
Definitely.
10,000 hours. So I was supposed to go around the world and tour in Europe and tour in
yeah.
Party
you know,
at J-Lo house at the last story.
supposed to party at J-Lo house. I'm supposed to go do shit like that. I put my time in, I put my work in. No, I'm not.
So
yeah,
folks listening
I'm supposed to
to
get my
that,
check.
put your 10,000 hours in.
Put your hours in.
It don't matter what it is you want to do. Put your 10,000 hours in.
That's before it starts.
And
10,000.
before it start,
I say 10,000
before you get
is
started.
before you
Yeah.
even start to
I
see.
put my
some-
You gotta
10,000
start.
hours in before I even got started.
You gotta
Then
start.
I got started, I gave him another 50,000 hours, you know, when I got started.
Be dedicated to
You know,
something.
and I still do that to
clock
this
in.
day. I still work to this day. I still create music to this day. I still make a lot of money off the streams to this day.
Yeah.
Even though they shifted the market, pivoted the way
Right.
that it's retail, I still get my check. You know what I'm saying? From the music to this day. With old music, new music, whatever. Cause I'm still putting my hours in. You know what I'm saying? Like people ain't working at that type of level. So, you know, and if you're one of those people who like resent other people for being successful, worst kind of people by the way, but if you're that kind of person, the energy and the time it takes to do that,
You can put it in yourself.
could have put that towards your
Could've been
10,000.
working.
Some people got 10,000 hours in that shit.
10,000 hours of hating.
Man! That's a lot. That's a lot of
That's
energy.
a t-shirt.
Some people
That's
got
a t-shirt.
10,000 hours in
hating.
that
And
shit.
hating. God
You know what I'm
damn.
saying?
Social media stalking. You motherfuckers
And
got
that
masters
shit,
in that.
and the word hating is so, you know, stretched out. It's been so
Yeah.
used over the years that, you know, I just think it's resentment. That it's like self-directed resentment, but they don't know how to channel it the right way. So it
Confused
goes
admiration, like Nas
Waste-
said.
wasted energy.
Wasted energy, confused admiration. That's exactly what it is. I think, just to speak on that, really before we get out of here too, I see that happening in the community so much, and I don't, you know, I don't want to support that. I don't like to see our people going through that. It's just this competitive nature we have with each other that I think is not necessary. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that, you know. because we're all trying to, at the end of the day, we want the same things. All of us do. All of us do. So there's more things that we can work together to get done than it is.
Accomplish it.
Yeah, man.
Going
like,
against
come on.
each other.
Right. Our natural inclination is to snap and fight at each other and compete with each other. And that shit is corny, man. It's not necessary. End of the day, we're all in the same space, ultimately. We all want these great things. Some have more opportunities, more privilege, and more access and more resources than others. Some have accomplished more. That is true. But end of the day, even the richest and most successful person wants more and wants what's best for themselves and their families. We all can agree on that.
Yes.
We should be working together to get the things that we want. You shouldn't see a guy or a girl doing something and all of a sudden they make you feel a way about that. I can never wrap my mind around that concept. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Somebody's success shouldn't be tied to your failure.
Exactly. It shouldn't be tied to you at all in any way that's in any negative way at all.
Right, yeah.
Like you shouldn't look at somebody's achievement and think and start measuring your shit based on theirs. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't resent what they're doing. Like I can never understand that. I think sometimes it happens in a situation where the resources are limited.
Yeah.
So we kind of like indirectly and like subconsciously fight amongst each other for the limited resources. There's only one hot club, only one hot podcast, only one hot clothing line, only one hot rapper, only one hot.
We can have more.
We can have more.
Well, I seen a picture that somebody took a picture of the bread aisle at the store.
Right.
And they said, look at all these different options here.
Right.
It's room for you to put your product here
For sure.
and still be fine.
For sure. But I think we, especially as natives of Grand Rapids, minorities, we're used to having very limited resources, very limited.
And then the pull down.
The pull down, but I'm telling you, I think it's just one of them things where if you got people like kind of like squoze into a tight space with very little, they're gonna fight with each other naturally. But I think the mindset should be to open up the space.
Yes.
To provide more room for enough for everybody to get some and move around without bumping into each other. Yeah. Let's not get occupied by how tight we are and how limited the resources are and how I gotta get what you got and how you don't deserve. Nope. Let's get more focused on opening this motherfucker up so we can get more shit coming through here so we ain't gotta fight over that.
That's what we trying to do here. That's what we doing, man.
That's a new mentality. I think we grew up as kids in this town without that mentality, man. You know what it was. Everybody was always constantly at each other.
Yeah.
Hating on this one, mad at that one, this one, why she, da-da-da-da. The new focus should be open the market up, man. Open it up.
I think for me personally, when as a kid, I had an opportunity to leave Grand Rapids and live somewhere else while I was still like in high school. And I lived in Detroit. And even while it still had a lot of issues with poverty, it still was a lot of successful minorities who would be like, this is what you're trying to do? I have some resources, let me open this up to you because I feel like you got something special there.
Right.
And I think that's the environment in the culture that you're speaking on that we need to do here. Like we got some resources, we got some opportunities. Let's all be great together.
For sure. I think if the crazy part about that is we all have to get on board. Because all it takes is one stupid motherfucker to reset it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we all have to agree.
Back,
We all have to agree that, yo, man, what I'm doing ain't a shot at you.
Nope.
What he's doing ain't a stunt on her. And what she's doing ain't because she beefing with her. And because we got to let that shit go. We got to know if a hair salon go up, if a podcast is established, if a clothing line's rolling out, has nothing to do with you and what, find a way to connect with that person or that brand. Help them out. Be an asset somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Share, like a post.
Share, like
Instagram,
a post.
Double tap.
Like Ross said, it don't cost nothing to like.
Support
I be like,
fans.
I like everything. Especially I'm sitting at home, I had a drink of some shit. I'm looking at some shit. Oh, I'm hyped. Like, oh, my nigga.
Right.
What? I
I'm
go
the same
tap crazy.
way. My girl like, what you doing? Like, you don't know them. Hey, I don't care.
I go tap crazy.
Yeah, I do too.
If I got some time to relax, I'm sitting back looking at my phone. I'm like, oh, yup.
Instagram too. I'm sharing on Facebook. I'm sharing that.
You got any shout outs, any thank yous, anything before we wrap this up?
Thanks to the community, man. Shout out to everybody for supporting me and letting me stand tall in this community for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been all around the world. I done bought cars. I done bought 2 or 3 houses. Like, from the support and love of the supporters and the listeners and the community, like we've done well for ourselves in this community from the support of the community. And I think I'm really, really appreciative of that because I gave to the community first before I took anything from the community. I always rep this town and did what I can do abroad to build this town. So to see it reciprocate the way it has, I'm really appreciative of that, man. I really appreciate that. I remember going to Atlanta and nobody was repping Grand Rapids. I was from Grand Rapids. I was done it. Niggas was saying from Detroit. They were saying that to people. Or let people get it confused. Where you from? Michigan, Detroit? Oh shit. Yeah, you know. I correct niggas fast. No, Grand Rapids. I do the mitten thing, showing them a grand. Yeah. You know, you do that.
Yeah.
But I've been doing that before I had any incentive to do it. I show love and support and embrace and a lot of representation for this town in ways that nobody did prior to me. Whether it's the big names, the regular people.
Gucci said Grand Rapids on the record with you.
Because of me. Yeah. I told him to go in the booth and say that. I said, yo, Wap, go in there and say, Gun Rule stand up. Go say that. He says, what? Say it again. The Gun Rule stands up. he said it wrong a couple times. Yeah. I said, nah, man. Max said, nah. Vito was with me. Vito was like, yo, nah, he cool. I said, nah, man. He gotta get it right. He gotta get it right.
He gotta get it right.
Or it don't matter. Or it don't matter.
Right.
If you don't do it right, then you didn't do it.
Right.
I said, yo, Gucci, man, please, can you do it one more time? Say, Gun Rule stand up. All right. I got it, young blood. I got it. He went in there. Gun Rule stand up. He said it again. Yeah. Y'all heard what I said, man. Gun Rule stand up. He threw the extra shit on there. See, that was from me. I always make sure the town got their taste and whatever the fuck it was I was doing.
Well, from us, the two black guys, everybody in the town, before we got here, just say thank you.
Yeah,
we appreciate that, man.
Absolutely.
That,
yeah,
man.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate it.
All right, well, folks, on that note, make sure you like, subscribe. Two Bright Guys, GRUSA. A lot of big things coming in the future, so when you like and subscribe, you will be the first to know of these things. I'm DJ Composition.
I'm the youngest of the OGs.
We got our guest, our teammate, Willie The Kid in the building. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
No doubt, my
I was
brothers.
gonna take you too. So last year Jeff did A3C.